Hey guys, hello. Hey, Mom Two Square, how are you? How's everything doing? Hey Bree, hello. Well, I'm gonna get started because this video is pretty long. This is more of reaction of what during the time when Tick was testifying, I was recording Thug's Jeffrey Williams reaction to what was being said. So, guys, I hope you enjoy it. I decided to make sure folks don't steal my stuff. What I did is I tailored it. I tailored it. Hold on a second. Let me go ahead and pull it up for you guys. Hold on a second. All right, here we go. Having trouble with video, please contact us. Your browser is having trouble sharing your video. This can happen to invalid file. Okay, let's do it another way. Hold on. Let's do it another way. Let me just share the screen then. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, let's see what's going on. Hey, everybody. I'm trying to see what's going on. What's going on? Just a second, y'all. What's going on here? Hold on, y'all. Something's up. Okay, something's up with this thing here. I don't know why it's not playing. Just 1 second, guys. I'm trying to figure out what the heck is going on. Oh, Lord. If it ain't one thing, it's another. Hold on. File could not open. File isn't compatible with Quick Play. Okay, what the heck? Hold on a second, y'all. Just hold on a second, y'all. I tell you, always issues, issues, issues. I think I'm gonna play it through iMovie because it's giving me a problem trying to play it through. Hold on, let's see something.
Infamous Sylvia. 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 Infamous Sylvia.
There you go. Long time no see.
We're good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
About how old were you when you first joined Rock Crew?
I don't recall it at that age, probably 15, 14.
14, 15?
Yeah.
And who was it, if anybody at all, that first introduced you to Rock Crew?
So, that person is deceased, and per family wishes, I mean, they was like, can I not speak on the deceased?
I appreciate that. And how about this? Without giving their legal name, are you able to tell the jury the nickname?
Yes.
Would you tell the jury the nickname of the person?
Boo.
Spell that for the
Boo.
court.
B-O-O.
Now, how old was Boo when he introduced you to Rock?
I really don't know his age now.
Was he older than you or around your same age?
Yes, he was older than me.
So was he your friend or friends of any particular members of your family? Like, when you first were introduced to Rock through him, did you know him personally? Or were you introduced to him through someone?
Trying to recall, it's been so long ago. Trying to remember how I actually met him. So yeah, it had to be like me knowing someone he knew.
Did Rock Crew have any particular way that they identified themselves, that you all identified? Like, did you make yourselves known to the community that you were Rock Crew?
We really didn't have to because all of us was raised on Cleveland, and that's what it stood for, raised on Cleveland.
Did you all do some things that were not good as Rock?
Not legal as a rock crew. So it was alleged that rock crew committed crimes in the neighborhood. Myself personally, I had a criminal record at the time. So yes, because I was rock crew and I had a criminal record. So yes.
Now I'm asking a specific question. Okay? Did you and other members of Rock Crew ever commit any crimes together?
No.
Never.
No.
And are you aware of other members of Rock Crew committing crimes?
I'm aware aware that allegedly they was committing crimes. Everyone had a record at the time. But like some of us had a record at the time.
Members of the rock crew?
Yes. Yes.
And did they have those records, get those records while they were operating as rock crew?
Yes, people caught cases as when they was rock crew.
What kind of cases did they catch as rock crew?
So, my childhood friend, he had a burglary.
What was the name of your childhood?
Jason Scott.
Faces.
Relevance, we're not talking about cars, we're talking about charges.
Your Honor.
You want to come on, please?
You got out later.
Yeah, I did. Now I'm passionate for at least a little while.
You see a little like coming into this, you see it's grabbing for this.
What's it like?
You see grabbing coming in, you see it's a pretty word coming in.
I mean, you know, I'm glad that it's now got on myself, so it's hard to, I wasn't really sure how I was going to do my regular cases for this, so I guess I'm glad it's first,
So he's trying to work a job.
I mean, he's actually gone and got a CDL,
So
and he's really trying hard to straighten up his life. So he's hoping this doesn't, affect him that way. Last thing we need to do is take away his source of real income. That's legitimate and make it start. I'm really proud of him for being in school to get a CDL and working. That takes a lot to do that.
So can he be called to testify again?
Can he be called again? I hope they don't call him again after today. He wasn't really charged with any new offenses.
It was just racketeering, right? The conspiracy to lie.
Yeah, he didn't have any new offenses. He's already been to jail for felonies.
You're not getting involved in the Cop City week? You're not getting a Cop City week?
Infamous Sylvia. Infamous Sylvia. Infamous Sylvia. Infamous Sylvia. Infamous Sylvia. Infamous Sylvia. think I can just come up there.
The first one I've seen.
I think I can just come up there.
Infamous Sylvia. Infamous Sylvia. Infamous Sylvia. Infamous Sylvia. Infamous Sylvia. Infamous Sylvia.
who were members of rock crew? Some of the people who were members of the rock crew at the time that you were a member of rock crew.
So, of course, my brothers,
What were your brother's names? First name?
Demario Stevens, Montanez Stevens.
Okay. And were they members of rock crew before you were a member of rock crew?
So we actually all just at the same time.
Joined rock crew at the same time?
Yes.
All right. Would you tell the jury other members of rock crew?
So, like I was saying, my childhood friend Jason, he was a member.
Jason, what was that last name?
Scott.
All right. What were the other, and let me back up just a bit if you don't mind. I know that you've given your friend's family assurances that you won't be speaking on him, but in order to establish certain facts for the jury, I'm going to have to speak on it
Objection, these are not questions, Your Honor.
and ask you questions.
The narrative. Wait a second. Yes. Just wait for me. Okay.
Sustain, Your Honor?
So,
You don't want to?
no, I'm over with it. Okay, so. Mr. Stevens, you have to answer the questions, okay? All right.
Mr. Stevens, Booth, was that person's name Quentin Porter?
Yes.
And was that person the person who founded Rock Crew?
I'm not sure. They was all older guys, so I don't know who found them.
Was he considered the leader of Rock Crew during the time that you were a member of Rock Crew?
So it really wasn't no form of like leader. It was older guys. So if you want to say that he was one of the older guys, yes, he was one of the older guys.
Was he able to tell you or younger guys what to do in Rock Crew?
No one gave me any orders.
What kinds of things did you and other members of Rock Crew do on a daily basis together?
Like I said, we often hung at Cleveland Avenue Park. That was like the hangout. We shot basketball, gambled on basketball, jump shots. We shot dice. We smoked weed, drunk liquor. We clubbed.
Did you all sell drugs?
Not at the time, I wasn't selling drugs.
When you say at the time, what time is it that you're referring to?
Because I was initially arrested in 2015 for possession of marijuana. That's when I was selling drugs.
Other members of Rock Crew, did other members of Rock Crew, to your knowledge, engage in selling drugs?
Not to my knowledge. I mean, it was a person you can purchase marijuana from at the park for like recreational use, but
Was that person a Rock Crew member?
nah.
No?
I mean,
Ask and answer.
Your Honor, you-
I'm over with the objection.
Go ahead, please.
yeah. So, we was young. We didn't know where to get no marijuana from, so guys would come to the park knowing that we wanted to smoke weed. So those guys wouldn't like Rock Crew or like hanging with us on a daily basis. They were just older guys trying to make some money off the young guys.
Mr. Stevens, before today, did I or any other member of the DA's office attempt to speak with you and discuss with you what questions we asked of you or things of that nature?
So, yes, but no one explained to me the second part that you said. It was just meet somewhere, and I was trying to ask my lawyer to understand what was this meeting pertaining to.
And you're saying that no one, not even myself, prior to you coming in here today, ever told you we just want to talk with you about the questions we're going to ask you?
Oh, yes, ma'am, you told me that yesterday.
Okay. Did you agree to talk with me yesterday?
No, ma'am, my lawyer wasn't present.
Do you know or recognize Mr. Brian Steele when you see him?
Yes,
You see him in the courtroom?
yes.
Where is he?
To the left of me, in front of me.
All right. Is he seated next to, who is to his right?
Jeffrey Williams.
And do you know Mr. Keith Adams when you see him?
I got familiar with his name yesterday, but yeah, I seen him.
You did talk with him yesterday?
Yes.
How long did you talk with him?
Roughly, no more than 10, 13 minutes.
Is your testimony that you spoke to
Infamous
them for 10
Sylvia.
or 13 minutes?
Yes.
Infamous Sylvia.
Did you agree to
Infamous
speak with
Sylvia.
me for 10 to 13 minutes?
No,
Infamous
not without my
Sylvia.
lawyer's present.
Why were you willing to speak
Infamous
with Jeffrey
Sylvia.
Williams' lawyers for 10 to 13 minutes?
Infamous Sylvia.
I never declined speaking with you. I told you that my lawyer wasn't present.
Did I ask you, or were you speaking to your lawyer on the phone when I was asking to speak with you?
Yes.
And did I ask you to have your lawyer on the phone while we were speaking?
No.
I didn't ask you that.
No. You told
Did I ask? Go ahead.
you told me that you was going to go over the indictment with me. I mean the plea agreement with me. You never said that you can keep her on the phone while we talk.
And is it your testimony that you were never told or asked to three-way or conference call your lawyer while we spoke with you? Is that your testimony today?
That you told me that yesterday?
That you were never told by me or Investigator Randolph or anyone that you were able to input three-way or conference call or even Zoom your lawyer while you were speaking with us?
So my lawyer was telling me that she was not going to be able to be with me because she was out of town with her family and that she could sit in with Zoom.
Your lawyer told you that she could sit in with Zoom?
Yes.
And did you ever agree to sit in on a Zoom call and talk to us with your lawyer via Zoom?
So, like I was explaining to my lawyer, the time that she was telling me, I actually broke down on the side of the highway. I was on the phone with her all night. I had me and my son in the car, and I was telling her that getting me and my son home safely was like the most important thing that I was trying to figure out at the time.
Mr. Stevens, during that time that you're referring to, were you not at a football game or a game?
Infamous Sylvia. Infamous Sylvia.
Do you have a
Infamous
tattoo behind
Sylvia.
your ear that says 75K over 18?
Infamous Sylvia.
Yes.
What does
Infamous
that
Sylvia.
tattoo stand for?
Infamous Sylvia.
It was basically manifesting that I reach a certain amount of money before I turn 18.
Did you ever tell anyone in the district attorney's office that it was in fact because you did have a certain amount of money when you turned 18?
I don't recall.
So, do you recall whether you in fact had $75,000 at the time you were 18?
I never had 75,000 at the time I was 18.
And you don't recall, is it your testimony, you just don't remember whether you ever told anybody in the DA's office, that's what that 75 is?
Objection, out to the answer.
One at a time, please. Okay?
Ask me.
Overruled. Next word.
Same objection.
Overruled.
Thank you. And so, you have no memory of ever telling someone in the district attorney's office that 75K over 18 was a tattoo that you got because you had $75,000 when you were 18 years old?
Object to the form of the question and ask an answer. This is the third time.
Overruled, Mr. Harvey. Your Honor.
I put an objection of vagueness who and what time, I believe, are the predicates to ask that type of question. So I object.
So I'm going to say. Being rephrased, Madam. I'm going to say.
Yes, sir.
You are going to have to close this.
Have you ever told an investigator Belknap that the 75K over 18 was because you got that tattoo because you had $75,000 by the time you were 18 years old?
So I don't recall. I mean, I started getting in trouble when I was 11 years old, so that was roughly 14, 15 years ago. I don't recall.
What things did you talk about with Mr. Adams and Mr. Steele yesterday?
Mr. Adams asked me, where was Chrissy? Mr. Steele was explaining to me that it's a chance that I probably won't take the stand today, so having you sit out here from 8:30 to 5:30 is like not good because I got a job, and I was trying to make it work.
And did you all speak at all about what questions you might be asked on the stand?
So he showed me some images.
The question I'm asking you is, did you all talk at all about the questions that you might be asked on the stand?
If I'm not like wording his exact words, he said these images may be shown to you tomorrow.
Mr. Steele, I appreciate that part. I'm asking you specifically, did you, Mr. Steele and Mr. Adams, talk at all about the questions that you might be asked on the stand? First of all, how about this? Did you answer either in the affirmative or in the negative, either yes or no, and then give your explanation? Did you do that for us, please?
Yes.
So did you, Mr. Adams and Mr. Steele, talk at all about the questions that you might be asked while you were on the stand?
Yes, Mr. Steele showed me some images, and he said that you may be asked about these images.
And is that the only thing you all discussed when it came to questions you might be asked on the stand?
Yes.
Now, did anyone at any time, tell you how you might want to answer anything of that nature?
No.
And when you were shown the pictures that may be shown to you while you were on the stand, what was the conversation around those pictures?
So Chrissy was sitting right next to me. She's my attorney.
Oh, Chris, Ms. Black.
Chris, Miss Black.
Is she in the courtroom today?
Yes.
Infamous Sylvia.
Somewhere back there waiting as you were.
Infamous
Yes.
Sylvia.
So Miss Gladden told
Infamous
Mr. Steele that she has that file and she would pull it up for me,
Sylvia.
and that was the end.
Were there
Infamous Sylvia.
any more communications, any other
Infamous
conversations
Sylvia.
about the pictures you might be shown or any other questions that might be done?
I'm going to see if you're going to be called and try to get you excused for work.
Anything else?
No.
Other than Mr. Porter and your two brothers, would you please tell the jury, and Mr. Scott, please tell the jury other members of Rock Crew who were members during the time that you were a member?
So you want me to name everyone that I grew up with, basically?
I would like for you to name for the jury other people who were members of rock group during the time that you were
I mean, are you gonna like tell me when to stop, or like, is there a certain amount of people you need me to name or
Would
anything?
you please just name some of them?
Just some of them?
Just name some people.
Look at Thug's face, y'all.
Members of rock.
Everyone?
Would you please name the members of rock group who were members while you were members?
I probably won't even be able to name everyone.
Name the ones you can.
So, again, I probably won't be able to name everyone first and last name. So I got my next door neighbor, we grew up together, his name's Martin.
I need you to just name the members of rock group. Not friends, not people you grew up with necessarily, just give the names of the people who were members.
The prosecutor needs to make the witness question. The prosecutor asked the question and interrupted the witness when he was trying to answer the question.
Yeah. Yes, Your Honor, I'm asking to make certain that the answer is responsive. I'm asking for members of rock group, and because he's referencing certain.
Yes,
So I'm asking to make sure that we're clear.
I understand that.
Would you name for the jury members of rock group who were members of rock group while you were a member?
Yeah, so I started referencing certain things because that was,
I'm sorry.
can,
I need you to be responsive, and I need you to, you can explain afterwards.
Okay.
Would you just name the people?
that's the thing, I'm trying to use my memory of like where people stayed at on my street to like help me help you, basically.
I appreciate it. But do you, let me start by asking you, do you remember the people who were members of rock group while you were a member of rock group?
I mean, that was 10, 11 years ago.
You're not answering the question.
I can try.
I'm asking you if you remember the names of the people.
Not by heart, man.
You don't remember any of them?
Yes, I'm trying to, like, I almost can remember, like I say, I stayed in the same house for 30 years. So I can almost remember where everyone stayed at, and I'm trying to put the house with the neighbor. So that's why I started with my neighbor. And like, that's the direction I was headed in. So, yeah. There was another Jason. So I'm just like basically going up and down the street because all us raised on the street, that's our believing them, so that's what made us rock crew. So of course, Quentin. His little brothers. He had 2 younger brothers. Dang, this like gonna be hard.
Are those the only people you remember?
They're like straight off top. I mean, like,
Did you ever talk with members of rock group about things that you all did that were not exactly legal?
I don't recall. I mean, can you like, I don't understand the question. Can you say it again?
Did you ever talk with members of rock group about the things that you did, you and other members of rock group, that were not exactly legal?
Yes.
What types of things did you all talk about?
So shooting dice wasn't technically illegal. We had conversations about the dice game after they was over with.
Was shooting dice the only thing that was not legal that you all discussed that you were all eating?
Again, that I can recall.
That's the only thing you remember? You have to say yes or no.
Yes.
Do you recall whether members of Rock Crew stole ATM machines?
I'm familiar with the allegations. Yes.
How are you familiar with the allegations?
It's like worldwide televised. So not worldwide, but it was like televised stuff. I was in juvenile detention facility when those allegations were like being brought about, being talked about. So yes, I was familiar with it.
Did you ever hear members of Rock Crew talking about it?
That would be here.
Your Honor, no, it's not.
Let me rule on objection. The objection rule, okay? So, yes, you may answer the
Your
question.
Honor, confirmation.
Overrule, sir.
So I was in juvenile, and other people who was coming in fresh from off the street was like mentioning, hey, they're saying that guys from your neighborhood are responsible for these.
That's
I'm
hearsay.
not asking you that. I asked you a very, very specific question, so you will please answer this question I'm asking you.
I'm listening.
Did you ever hear members of Rock Crew talking about these ATM?
Oh no,
Never.
me? No.
Hold on, Mr. Steele. What's the answer?
Tell me what your answer.
No.
And did you ever discuss the ATM theft with any members of Rock Crew?
I don't recall.
Did you ever discuss any members of Rock Crew's drug sales?
Your Honor, I guess.
What's the base for your objection?
Foundation of time again.
What's the base for your objections?
Foundation for time.
I'll sustain this the foundation, okay? You can rephrase that, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right.
What year was it that you recall first being an active or being a member of Rock Crew? You said you were around a certain age. What year was that?
Objection, asked and answered.
I'll remove that objection.
That means you can.
Oh. I had to be about 6th grade. So whatever, like about 11 or 12 in 6th grade.
Would you tell the jury what year you remember first becoming or being a member of Rock Crew?
I'm trying to count on. I'm bad for math. That's why I ain't passed the math part of my GED.
Let me ask you a different question while you count. Handle them both at the same time, that's okay.
No, one thing at a time, one thing at a time. So,
Okay. Do you want to be here today?
do I want to be here,
Do
please?
you want to be here?
No.
I'm overrule the objection, Mr. Matthews.
So I'm sorry, there was an over here answer?
No,
Why not?
because I have a new career path that I'm trying to pursue. I've been filing applications, kind of trying to put all this behind me and move forward. And I paid for my CDL training school out my pocket, so I'm kind of trying to make that money back.
So you don't mind testifying? Yeah. Is that fair to say?
No,
Okay. And you don't mind testifying truthfully?
no.
So, if you would, give us a rough estimate of the year you first joined or were a member of Rock Crew. Were you a member in 2010?
If I was in 6th grade, I'm trying to put what year I was in 6th grade.
How old were you in 2010?
I was trying to do my math.
Don't do the math, let me ask you. What year were you born?
1993.
1993. So, in 2013, would that make you about 20, do you agree?
13.
Yep. 93, 2003 is 10, 2013 is 20. Now, if we back up 3 years from 13, that puts us at 2010, which makes you about 17.
You're going too fast. Overruled.
So in 2010, if you're about 17 years old, who's the member of rock crew with you during that?
You just gave me a lot of numbers.
No, around the age of 17. Who was a member of rock crew with you during that time?
My older brothers, the same people I gave you, the same names I gave you.
And those are still the only ones you remember, even at 17?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, as a member of rock crew, did you also claim affiliation with the National Blood Gang?
Yes.
How was it that you, and Quentin Porter, what role did he have, if any at all, in your affiliation with the Blood?
No.
None? None whatsoever? Okay. So how then did you become, or were you all affiliated with the Blood?
How again did I become, or you all, or me?
You start with you, and then go to other members of the Blood.
So when I was in a juvenile facility, gang-related activity was going on all through there.
How do you define gang-related activity? What do you mean by that?
Saying you in the gang, hand signs, handshakes.
And is that a way or a means for people to identify themselves as being in a particular gang?
Yes.
What were some of the hand signs that you observed in the juvenile community?
Just at the time, because everything was new and we was like so young. I mean, I can't explain it. I can show you. You gonna have to give me your hand.
You have to show the jury with your hand. I didn't say handshake, I said hand sign. So you have to show the jury with your own hand.
Your Honor, I'm in no way like toying with this judicial system. I'm not trying to like play just for the record. But yeah.
So show the jury.
I need another hand.
Are you telling the jury right now that you're unable to show hand signs without someone else's hand?
So my initial response was a handshake. I said, there's this handshake because we were so young. That's the only thing that we was doing. Yeah.
You also mentioned hand signs. Do you remember saying that?
But you asked me.
Wait, let me ask you. Do you remember saying hand signs?
Yes.
So, did you see hand signs in the juvenile detention center?
It was new. I mean, like, gang and stuff was new back then.
So, finish telling the jury what your definition of gang activity is.
Hand movements.
I'm sorry.
Hand movements, handshakes, covers. being around people who's doing the same handshakes, wearing the same colors and hand movements.
What gang activities did you observe as it relates to particular gangs while you were in the juvenile detention? You understand my question because I can rephrase it. What gangs did you see activity of while you were in the juvenile detention center?
The one that I was familiar with, the blood.
What particular blood gang did you see activity of in the juvenile detention center?
Objection, foundation.
I'll sustain the objection. You can lay off my foundation there.
How did you know that they were blood?
They were saying,
Did they say what kind of blood they were?
again, gang stuff was like new. I was in juvenile, like it wasn't what it is like then. I mean,
Since you were in juvenile, you were under, is it fair to say you were under the age of 17?
nah, because I was sentenced to sentence in juvenile that you can exceed the age of 17.
So you were either 17 or younger.
Nah, I actually could have been older. Could have been 21.
How old were you?
When I first got arrested, I was
When
11.
You were a juvenile.
I was 11 when I was first introduced to the juvenile system.
So is this the time frame you're talking about when you're saying it was all new to you?
Yes.
Okay, when you were 11. Okay. All right. Now let's talk about when you were 17. At 17, did you claim any particular game besides rock?
Just rock.
Did you claim any affiliation with any blood gang?
Yes, I claim yes.
What blood gang did you claim affiliation
We were just saying blood and girls.
to? I'm asking which one? Are you aware of particular blood gangs?
Yes, yes.
Would you tell the jury what blood gangs you are aware of?
I'm familiar with, I'm aware of. SMM,
What is SMM?
it's a blood gang.
I know. Oh, what does it stand for?
Sex, money, murder.
And who is its leader?
I'm not sure.
How are you aware of it?
I'm aware of the name.
Of sex, money, murder?
From like hearing about it and stuff.
From hearing about it?
Yeah.
From whom?
Who I heard about it from?
Yeah.
So it's not no like particular person that I heard it from. It's like I heard about it though.
So what all do you know about sex, money, murder?
It's a blood gang.
Is there anything else that you know about sex, money, murder?
Not like officially, no.
Did you ever do anything to become a member of sex, money, murder?
No.
Did you ever publicly claim sex, money, murder?
I don't recall.
While you were hearing about things like sex, money, murder, did you ever learn or believe that harm would come to people who did like falsely claim sex money murder?
Objection, Your Honor, hearsay.
That is,
One more time, I'm sorry.
while you were hearing things about sex money murder, did you ever hear or come to believe that harm would come to people who falsely claim sex money murder?
Objection, question.
Do you have any knowledge whether harm could come to a person who falsely claims sex money murder?
No, not personally.
Did you ever hear that harm could come to a person
That
who
would
falsely
be
claims?
confrontation.
That's it, I'm a standing objection.
Your Honor, it's not for the truth of the matter asserted, it's for its impact on him.
Okay, all right. I'll reverse my decision. You can answer.
Did you ever,
An instruction then that this is not being offered.
Your Honor, I would-
Mr. Harvey, Mr. Harvey, please sit down, sir. I'm going to overrule your objection, okay? All right.
did you ever hear that harm could come to a person who falsely claims sex money murder?
Who said that's an answer?
I don't believe they would.
Mr. Harvey?
I said ask an answer.
Okay, all right, that has been asked and answered, Ms. Love.
Your Honor, he did not answer that particular one, he answered, something.
He has answered the question.
Did you believe it when you heard it?
How relevant
Did you believe,
Mr. Steele, I'm going to overrule that objection.
did you believe it when you heard it?
That somebody harm me?
That harm could come to a person who falsely claims sex money murder?
Yes.
Are you aware of any of the hand signs used to proclaim sex money murder?
Yes.
Are you able to perform or to demonstrate any of these hand signs without the use of somebody else's hand?
Yes.
Would you please show the jury one hand sign signifying sex money murder? What does that mean? And what are you describing? For the court report to say, describe how you just curled your fingers.
I made a circle and my pointing finger and my thumb, and I made another circle by my middle finger.
And are you familiar with any other signs that signify sex money murder?
Yes.
Would you describe it before you show it? What other signs are you familiar with?
That's right. A smaller circle.
What else?
And not curling my index finger.
Are those the only ones that you're familiar with?
Yes.
Would you show the jury the things that you just described? What is that?
Small, a lowercase b.
And what does that stand for?
Blood.
Okay. And what was the other one that you described? Was that the only one? Are those the only two hand signs you're familiar with that are related to sex money murder?
Yeah, all of them.
Just though before you continue to posit your next question, even going a little bit, it might be appropriate, given the hour at this point, to break for lunch
Yes, ma'am.
and let the jury also have a period of respite. Okay, so, ladies and gentlemen, how about some lunch at this point in time? All right, let's do this. It's 12, almost 12:20 at this point in time. Let's recess until 1:30. And just before we leave, as it's been indicated by my ad nauseum admonitions, please do not talk about anything you heard in the courtroom consistent with the court's admonitions. If you should go out and the notepads in the basket, and unless you have any other bargain with me, we'll excuse you from lunch. See you back at 1. Okay? As soon as I count all of you, we'll go ahead and come back. All right? Anything for me? Okay. All right. We're going to be in recess. All right. All rise.
Infamous Sylvia. Infamous Sylvia.
What is it?
Infamous Sylvia.
What is that?
Infamous Sylvia. Infamous Sylvia. Infamous Sylvia.
Person who's already in, the person who's trying to get in.
And to what end? How long does the fist fight have to take?
I guess to the person who initiated the person said it's enough.
How do you know that?
All that type of stuff is going on in the juvenile facility.
Now, my question to you, and I appreciate your answer, was have you ever falsely claimed sex money murder?
I've never been jumped in.
I'm asking you.
So I've never.
But, Your Honor, I asked Mr. Stevens to be allowed to finish his answer.
I'll sustain it, Judge. Let him finish this.
I never went through the process of being jumped in the Michigan.
Have you ever falsely claimed sex money murder?
Yes.
You have falsely claimed it.
Yes.
Where and how often?
So I've never been jumped in, so like ever since I started saying it, ever since I was in juvenile and I got a tattoo of a bee.
Say that one more time.
Ever since I was in juvenile and I got a tattoo of a bee.
And you got a tattoo of it. Now, is Rock Crew affiliated with sex money murder?
I'm Rock Crew and I know about sex money murder for this.
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
I'm a part of Rock Crew. I was part of Rock Crew, and I was a part of sex money murder. So, yes.
Are other members of Rock Crew a part of sex money murder?
Yes.
Do you see any members of Rock Crew or any people who were members of Rock Crew in the courtroom
Infamous
today?
Sylvia. Infamous Sylvia.
No one in this courtroom was
Infamous Sylvia.
initially raised on Cleveland.
Infamous Sylvia. Infamous Sylvia.
So
Infamous
there's no way that they
Sylvia.
can be part of Rock Crew.
So, you're saying that there's no one in this courtroom who was ever a member of Rock Crew?
No one in this courtroom was raised on Cleveland with me to be able to be a part of a crew called Raised on Cleveland.
Mr. Stevens, I appreciate what you're telling us. I am asking you, was anyone in this courtroom besides yourself ever a member of ROC?
We object, that wasn't what the former question was. It's a different question now, but that wasn't what the question was.
So is it former question, Mr. Hunter?
So I object to the former question.
Okay, all right. I see any.
Was anyone in this courtroom besides yourself ever a member of ROC?
No, because you have to be born and raised on Cleveland Avenue to be a part of property.
Was anyone in this courtroom besides yourself ever affiliated with ROC?
Yes, because they know me. Some of them around when the rock era was going on, they kind of did like. None of them did like a part of rock.
Okay, so you said none of them, so no one here in this courtroom besides yourself, next to whom?
You asked me to say their name, I don't know the
I'm
name.
asking you to describe what they're wearing.
Oh, a gentleman in a brown suit and bracelet.
So a gentleman on one side in a brown suit,
Yeah.
and a gentleman in another side on a gray suit?
Yes.
Is he seated at the first table, the second table, or the third?
Second table?
And is he the second person from the end as to your left?
Yes.
Your Honor, would the record reflect that the witness has identified Mr. Corleone?
It shall.
So how long have you known Mr. Marquavius Hughes when you called the play, the first play?
I already know of him. We used to come to Cleveland Avenue Park and play basketball with him.
I need
I'm gonna overrule your objection, sir. Go ahead now.
since around 2015 or a little bit after, without, that's yes or no?
So when you begin with your question and someone says objection,
Okay. So I asked you how long you've known Corleone Smith, the person that you referred to as the second play. And then I am asking you, is it fair to say that you have known him since around 2015 or a little bit after? Yes or no? That's it? All right. Now, since you also talked about sex, money, murder, to your knowledge, is there anyone in this courtroom who has claimed sex, money, murder?
not to my knowledge.
Would you tell the jury what someone would do in your presence that would make you consider them to be claiming sex, money, murder?
In my presence?
An example of something you would need to see a person do, for you to perceive them as claiming sex, money, murder.
I think I go by what they tell me.
Okay. Would you also go by hand signs that they do in front of you?
No, because anyone can do that.
Have you seen anyone in the courtroom do sex, money, or hand signs?
They could have been doing any hand type of hand signs.
Have you seen anyone in the courtroom doing sex, money, murder?
They could have been doing any hand signs.
They could have. I'm not certain I understand your answer. Would you clarify whether or not you have seen anyone in the courtroom do hand signs that you recognize to be sex, money, murder?
So they could have been doing a particular hand sign, and it could have been meaning something totally different from sex, money, murder.
Have you seen any that you recognize as being like sex, money, murder?
I don't recall.
We talked a little bit before lunch about members of Rock Crew and gang activity. You remember that?
Yes.
Do you have personal knowledge of whether any of your family was selling drugs for Rock Crew?
Do I have personal knowledge that any of my family?
No, I'm going to object to relevance.
You said that.
Come on. Rephrase that now.
When were your brothers members of Rock Crew?
So we all, my brothers. So we all, I'm speaking on behalf of my brothers. We all like gravitated towards the streets at the same time.
So are you able to tell the jury to any degree of specificity the time during which your brothers were acting as members of Rock?
I'm sorry, but I told you I'm bad with time.
It's okay, you don't have to apologize. So, understanding that, at any time when they were a part of Rock Crew, were your brothers, you know, whether your brothers sold drugs on behalf of Rock Crew?
No.
Is your answer no, you do not know, or no, they never did?
I know my brothers didn't sell any drugs on behalf of Rock Crew.
I'm going to show you what has been marked and already been, I'm going to show you what has been marked and already been provided to the defense as state's exhibit. As state's exhibit 1, you One, you as a uniform. 2, you. 3, you and you. 8, you. 8, you, Bravo, lowercase
Infamous
9,
Sylvia. Infamous Sylvia.
and ask
Infamous
you
Sylvia.
if you recognize the images.
Infamous Sylvia.
Yes, sir.
I just want to just take a peek.
Infamous
Just
Sylvia.
look at it for a second.
Infamous Sylvia.
I'm going to show you what I marked as 10 uniform lowercase Bravo. 11 uniform, 11 uniform Bravo. 12 uniform. And ask you if you recognize the images depicted in first item 10 uniform.
Yes.
10 uniform Bravo, is that your face?
Yes. Yes.
And you don't need to do that. All right, can you see, without talking to the jury, do you see
Yes.
your Instagram handle?
Yes.
And do you see the Instagram handle that you represented? Are these fair and accurate images? What about 11 uniform? Do you recognize that?
Yes.
Is that a fair and accurate depiction of the people who have been photographed in 11 uniform? Is this a fair
Oh, yes.
copy of it? And showing you 11 uniform Bravo. Do you recognize the Instagram handle on 11 uniform Bravo?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, so is this a fair and accurate? What was line meant to represent for you all when you all put it in?
I don't know, but I just knew he was the coolest dude in the world to me. So really wanted to like be what he was do what he was doing.
Why not call yourself Lil Wayne like?
Because he had already made a name for himself using that. So maybe if we say what he's saying, we can get his attention. That was so big to us, living and moving how he was moving.
Were you at his show when he performed here in 2015 at the compound?
Yes.
How many of were there other YSL members that showed up at that show?
Yes.
How many of you all would you say showed up at that show?
Infamous Sylvia.
So,
Infamous Sylvia. Infamous Sylvia.
everyone was like trying to go out and have a good time and help me celebrate.
Okay.
Infamous
And
Sylvia.
so did you all go to the beginning of the show?
Infamous Sylvia.
No,
So did you all show up after the show was over?
no, we actually made it like while the club. It wasn't really a show.
At the compound?
Yeah, it wasn't a show. It was him being there.
Okay. And so was Jimmy Winfrey with you all?
Yes.
And so you all came together like all in one?
Yes.
And so why did you all bring guns to Lil Wayne's show at the compound in 2015 when he was you all like?
I didn't have a gun. I don't know anything about a gun. I don't know nothing about that whole situation. I was there to enjoy myself, have a good time. It was my birthday.
What whole situation?
The situation with Lil Wayne.
And what was the situation that you're referring to?
So his tour bus was allegedly shot up. Well, not allegedly, it was shot up.
Okay.
Right.
All right. And so you didn't have anything to do with that situation. Why did you distinguish yourself from everybody else? You said, I didn't have anything to do with that situation.
Yeah. My intention on going out tonight was having a good time. We were just club hopping, smoking weed and drinking liquor and celebrating.
But were you aware that multiple members of the people that you came to the compound with were carrying guns?
I didn't see anyone with no gun. I drove my own car.
Okay.
There was no guns in my car.
Okay. Now, do you remember what time you all got to the compound?
No.
And did you ever even go inside?
Yes.
How long did you stay inside?
Probably, I don't know, back too. It wasn't too long.
Was it
About a half an hour, more like half an hour.
half an hour?
Yeah.
Was that at the end or at the middle or at the beginning of his presence?
So when an artist that big, you really don't get a chance to see them. It's about being in the same vicinity as sensitive. That's what I'm looking for. It's about being in the same vicinity as like a person that big, a caliber.
So, who all went into the compound while you were inside the compound that were a part of this group with YSL that you came?
So I actually left everyone outside. They was charging roughly $500 to get in because of the time and that you had to have tickets. And everyone was acting like they ain't have no, well, not acting like, they probably didn't have no money. But I had money and I wanted to enjoy myself, and that's what I did. I took it upon myself to, I drove my own car, so I took it upon myself to go in and see my idol.
You said, okay, your idol. Now, was your co-founder of YSL having any words cross media or any other way with your idol during the time that Lil Wayne had his show or appeared at the compound?
Yeah. I just feel like that caliber of person, you won't even get the chance to have words with him like that. Especially not a young up-and-coming artist who technically ain't even made a name for himself yet.
Who was the young up-and-coming artist who had technically not made a name for himself yet?
Jeffrey Williams.
Was Jeffrey Williams with you all at the compound?
No.
Where was Jeffrey Williams?
Why don't you rephrase the question?
Yes. Are you aware of where Jeffrey Williams was the night that Lil Wayne appeared at the compound in 2015 when you all, as YSL, went to the compound?
From my understanding,
Excuse me, let me object to the you all.
Your Honor, the witness is
Excuse
testifying.
me, Paul, I'm objecting at this point.
Hey, Mr. Harvey, we're not going to have any of that. I'll sustain your objection, okay? We're not going to be belligerent to one another. You can rephrase.
Yes, Your Honor. When YSL was at the compound, are you aware of where Jeffrey Williams was?
yes,
Where was Jeffrey Williams?
he was on tour.
Where was he appearing the night that YSL was at the compound for Lil Wayne?
Foundation.
You may
You
answer.
can answer the question, sir.
From my understanding, he was in New Orleans.
Sir, do you know where he was?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, then
Yes.
you can't speculate.
Oh.
Okay, so if you know where he is, fine. If you don't know where he is, then tell the examiner that, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes,
What part of the world?
I don't know.
Are you aware of whether or not he was in Lil Wayne's hometown?
No.
Do you have any reason why YSL wasn't in New Orleans with Jeffrey Williams? At the time, Jeffrey Williams, co-founder of YSL, was performing.
Objection, Your Honor.
Basis.
YSL is not a person. I don't know.
Oh, sir.
You may answer the question.
So again, this around the time when he was up and coming, and it really didn't make any sense for him to buy all those plane tickets when he probably was making only $5,000 show at the time. So it won't be no profit in paying for all our flight tickets. That's what I feel like. That's how I feel.
Okay, well, why didn't,
I usually strike his answer as all speculative based on his last statement.
How old were you?
Now, why didn't YSL just pay for their own flights if it was to support a founding member of the group?
I'm going to jump again. That's an improper question. You're using YSL.
I'll sustain this to form, but that has already come out from Mr. Matthews, so I'm going to overrule the first objection, okay? So we'll phrase this in line, okay? So unless he knows, then that implies speculation.
Okay. You specifically, why didn't you just pay for your own ticket to go and support your co-founder while your co-founder was performing in New Orleans?
So at the time, I had a case pending, and I was on ankle monitor, house arrest.
Did you have a curfew at the time?
No, it was more of knowing my whereabouts at all times.
Were you able to let your probation officer know or parole officer know if you needed to go somewhere other than where you were ordinarily allowed to go?
I wasn't on the road.
Mr. Steele?
We approached.
You can.
Thank you.
So I know my charge was material witness.
So, did you have a criminal case pending at that time?
I was yes, I was arrested.
And did you have a criminal case pending at that time with anyone in this court?
No, I don't know.
Do you recall having a criminal case with Shannon Sylvia?
Yes.
When was that?
Around 2015.
So was that a pending case that you were wearing the ankle monitor for?
No.
When you say that you couldn't travel outside and you couldn't do certain things because of your ankle monitor, what type of things did you not do because of your ankle monitor?
Relevant. I'll sustain the objection.
Where were you not allowed to go because of your ankle monitor?
So, I don't remember the exact condition of my ankle monitor, but I do know that I can leave the state.
Did you ask to leave the state?
No.
Did you know whether with permission you could be given permission to leave the state?
So it was clear upon getting a house arrest monitor that I would not be, I just remember this part, that I would not be permitted to travel until the case was over.
You called it just now a house arrest monitor. Would you explain what you meant by that?
It's a monitor that monitors you.
Why did you call it a house arrest monitor? Were you under house arrest?
I don't know if I was up on house arrest. No, I haven't been up on house arrest.
And you say that why? And so when you said house arrest monitor a minute ago, you don't know why you said that?
No, it just,
So yesterday, when we got the pending case with Shannon Stillwell, did you and Shannon have in the car with you a stolen gun?
Infamous Sylvia.
yes,
Infamous Sylvia.
And was that
Infamous Sylvia.
around July 15th of 2015?
Infamous Sylvia. Infamous Sylvia. Infamous Sylvia.
you want me to tell you the name? I know D. I know D.
You know his name?
I don't want to like do a mistake in it.
Tell the jury, to the best of your recollection, who he is.
His name is Demetri.
Demetri Darlington?
Yes.
Was he also known as 30 DC?
Yes.
I'm sorry?
Yes.
Now, did you know at the time who 30 D was?
Did I know who 30 D was?
Yes,
Yes, I heard.
and who was 30 D? Who was 30 D?
It was a neighborhood.
I'm all over rejection.
You may answer.
Neighborhood. Southside King.
30 D was a neighborhood?
Yes.
Was it also a gang?
I don't know. Did they invite me in
What neighborhood was 30 D?
Camden?
And is it your testimony that when you say a neighborhood, what are you talking about?
Area in Atlanta.
So 30 D was called, when you wanted to go a certain place, you would say, let's go to 30 D? So then, how is it a neighborhood? How are you calling it a neighborhood?
Objection on the foundation.
If you call 30 D a neighborhood, do you mean that it's a place?
Yes.
So, based on that, if you wanted to go to the place where 30 D was, would you then say, let's go to 30 D?
I don't know how people will say that they look like me. I don't say that.
Why not?
That's not like no. No, that's not the kind of knowledge I would use. I knew the area. So I'm tell you, I probably say, just go to a beauty party, don't you?
So then, when you said that 30 D is a place, a neighborhood, and it's not something you ever referred to as that place,
Who are you here for?
where are you getting from that it's a neighborhood or a place?
Thank you.
Because that's what, that's what it was known as, the area,
They. Who is the they that you're
the
referring to?
30 B that you, the 30 B.
So 30 D is a group of people.
Yeah.
It's a gang? But Demetri Darlington was 30 D. Was Demetri Darlington 30 D?
That's what it is. That was his Instagram handle, yes.
How often would you say that you associated with Denise Young? How often did you associate with, when you were speaking about on the way to the compound, you talked with YSL members. What did you all talk about in the car?
I would say we had a car conversation.
What did you talk about on the way to the compound?
That we were going to continue the tour, until all the clubs gone. So all the clubs closed. My birthday was celebrated.
What time did you all set out to celebrate?
It wasn't no initial celebration time. The whole day was a celebration.
Were you all at clubs the whole day?
Yeah.
What clubs had you gone to before the compound?
Magic City.
And did you go directly to the compound from Magic City?
We went to a lot of these clubs, like 10 years ago. But I know we went to a lot of different clubs.
Did you go to the studio? Any studio before the compound? Did you go to the studio after the compound?
I don't recall. I think I was trying to get home to my girl after the club. I don't recall.
Did you talk with anyone in particular on the way to the compound? While you were in the car with Dee and Shannon, and incidentally you said Shannon Jackson. Is Shannon Jackson in the courtroom today?
Yes.
Would you please tell the jury where he is?
In the far back with the brown and glasses on.
Is he seated next to a gentleman with white hair and a gentleman with no hair?
Yes.
Your Honor, if the record would reflect that the witness has identified Shannon Stillwell. Thank you. So, how long were you in the car with Shannon and Dee on the way to the compound?
As long as it took to get from one club to the next one.
Okay, so did you get the jury an estimate? Whose car were you all in?
It was a rental car.
A rental car? Who was driving? Who rented it?
I did.
Where did you rent it from?
Not from an initial rental car. It was from like an owner of the vehicle.
Oh. What kind of car was it?
It was in service.
During the 20 or 30 minutes that you were in the car with Shannon and Dee on the way to the compound, what did you all talk about?
Objection, Your Honor. That's dead.
I'll overrule the objection.
You may.
Infamous Sylvia.
Too much talking.
Infamous Sylvia.
I ain't gonna lie, I was smoking weed and drinking.
Infamous Sylvia.
Is
Infamous
everybody in the car
Sylvia.
smoking weed and drinking liquor?
Infamous Sylvia. Infamous
And you
Sylvia.
drive. So, how did smoking weed and drinking liquor, how does that affect your ability to remember today what happened that night? Does, the better question is, you said you were smoking weed and drinking liquor. Does that have any kind of significance in your testimony today while I'm asking you questions?
So, from my understanding, your initial question was, did you guys have a conversation, or were you talking to each other on the way? And my response was that basically I was vibing, listening to music, smoking weed, and drinking liquor. So I don't recall any like exact conversation.
Not exact. Do you recall any parts of what you all were talking about? So did the smoking weed and drinking liquor, is that what impaired your ability to recall today?
Objection, Your Honor. Your Honor, this is 8 years ago.
Your Honor, I object.
What's the basis for the relevance? What is it?
Exactly. He's
Okay,
answering it
all right.
twice.
Okay, I'm gonna stand the objection.
Your Honor, with the court's indulgence, I have a follow-up question that relates to that prior question that I was creating a basis for. So if the smoking weed and drinking liquor kept you from remembering today certain things, how is it that you were able to recall the length of time that you were inside the compound yesterday?
I never said that smoking weed or drinking liquor had me forget what I was saying. I said I recall smoking weed, drinking liquor, and vibing out to the music. That's what was my answer.
So now my question, did smoking weed and drinking liquor affect your ability to remember things in that night?
The length of years ago that this particular thing we're talking about is the reason.
I'm asking about the smoking weed and drinking liquor.
No.
So how is it that you remember the 30 minutes you were in the compound?
Because very familiar with the Atlanta area. I grew up here, I'm born here, and I know how much time it takes to get from one place to another.
No. Yesterday I'm talking about how long you said you were inside the compound. Do you remember how long you told the jury you were inside the compound?
Yes.
And how long was that?
I'm gonna say about 30 to half hours.
So how do you remember that you were inside the compound for about 30 minutes?
No, I'm gonna overrule, that was Mr. Steele. I'm gonna overrule the objection, sir.
I remember that y'all being upset about the amount of money that I paid to get in and the length of time that I spent being in.
And you said you spent $500 to get in?
That's the narrative.
Sustained.
Do you remember how much money you told the jury that you spent to get in yesterday?
That's the narrative.
I sustain the objection.
So was that all of your birthday money?
Relevant.
Overruled.
I don't remember how much money I had.
Was that also because of the time it has been?
Yes.
Do you consider $500 a lot of money or not a lot of money?
Overruled.
$500 is a lump sum of money.
That's a lot.
Pay a bill with $500.
I agree, but you consider it a lot of money.
I can pay a bill with, that's a lot of money.
Okay. So, did you plan to spend that lot of money that night on the compound?
Overruled. Remember what I told you, one at a time.
I didn't make any plans, I just planned on enjoying myself for the night.
Did you know prior to going the cost of getting into the compound?
No,
Did you know prior to going how long the artist Lil Wayne was going to be at the compound. And when you got to the compound, did you ask whether or not Lil Wayne was still performing inside the compound?
I'm sorry, did you say?
Apologize. Yes, I apologize. Relevant.
Hello, sir. Did I ask anyone?
Did you try to find out in any way whether he was still performing?
No.
So when you get up to the compound, and you're in the car with Shannon and Dee, what do Shannon and Dee do when you go up to the door, the entryway to the compound?
Foundation. Foundation.
Well, I'll stand the objection.
I don't recall.
Hold on. Come on. Let her pose another question.
Does Shannon and Dee go to the door of the compound with
I don't recall.
Is your inability to recall for any reason in particular?
The length of time when it was one time. I don't remember everything step by step that happened that night. So much.
Do you remember how you got home?
Yeah,
How did you get home?
I drove.
What did you drive?
To the Mercedes Benz.
Was there anyone in the car with you?
I don't remember step by step.
How do you remember who you came with but don't remember who you left with?
That was a long time ago.
Did you communicate with any other YSL members while you were at the compound? Not on the way, but while you were at the compound.
I recall telling I'm gonna go in the club.
Did you communicate with any other YSL members any more than to say the words, I'm about to go into the club?
That's the only thing I recall.
Do you recall members of YSL saying anything to you without telling the jury what they said?
I don't recall.
Did you tell us yesterday whether Jimmy Winfrey was one of the YSL members that went with you to the compound as a group?
No.
And was Jimmy Winfrey one of the YSL members that went to the compound?
He was there. Yeah.
Do you remember what he was driving?
That was a long time ago.
Is that a yes or a no?
It was a long time ago. No.
I'm sorry?
No.
And Walter Murphy, the Walter Murphy that you spoke about associating with Austin, was Walter Murphy one of the YSL members at the compound?
It was a large group. I don't recall everyone who was coming to them for time and
Understanding that you may not recall every single person. My only question right now is, do you recall whether Walter Murphy was one of the people, one of the YSL members at the compound?
No, I don't recall from the next years or so.
So, do you recall what time was that?
I don't recall.
Do you recall exactly where you went after the compound?
I don't recall.
When you spoke yesterday about the thing that you were not involved with, and that you clarified as the Lil Wayne bus shooting, Where were you when that happened?
I don't know the exact time that it happened. I don't know where I was.
What do you know about it?
Other than what I heard and seen, nothing.
What did you see?
Seen, illuminated.
Did you join up with any other YSL members after you left the contact? Can you tell the jury how it is you recall that you all went to the compound as a group, but don't recall whether you all left together?
Oral. Sure. One more time.
And you tell the jury how it is you remember you all went to the compound as a group, YSL, but you can't recall whether you left or who you left with?
No, I can't.
And you tell the jury what you talked about, if anything at all, with YSL members after you left the compound. Did you call Jimmy Winfrey at the time, Jimmy? What did you call him? Is Roscoe the same person known as Kiwi Roscoe? Did you ever wear any articles of clothing that said Free Roscoe? Did you ever see YSL members wearing shirts that said Free Roscoe?
If I'm not mistaken,
That's a yes or a no? And then you can respond.
I was trying to answer the question. So I can't give you a yes or no because I think that I was in prison at the time.
At what time, sir?
I think I was in prison at that time when he was locked up, if I'm not mistaken. Or in jail.
So do you know when it is that you went to prison?
Yes.
When?
2015.
What part of 2015?
I don't remember exactly.
So, understanding that you believe you were in prison at the time Jimmy Winfrey was locked up, my question to you is a slightly different one. Do you recall seeing YSL members wearing merch or shirts with Free Roscoe on?
I don't recall.
Are you aware of the existence of YSL merch that says Free
Infamous
Roscoe?
Sylvia. Infamous Sylvia.
I don't recall.
Infamous Sylvia.
That was a long time.
Infamous Sylvia. Infamous Sylvia.
Do you know why
Infamous Sylvia.
or what it was that Roscoe was locked up for when that Free Roscoe merch came out?
Certain facts and not the evidence.
Are you aware of the Free Roscoe merch?
Ask and answer, Your Honor.
When you spoke about Roscoe, when you said that you believe you were in prison at the time Roscoe was locked up, how do you know what time Roscoe was locked up?
I don't.
Then why do you believe you were in prison at the time Roscoe was locked up?
allegations happened in 2015, and that's when I went to prison in 2015.
I'm sorry. I don't know what allegations you're talking about. Can you tell us?
So, the initial incident
What initiative?
that you were speaking about,
I'm just asking you about Roscoe, free Roscoe. So what are you talking about?
you asked no
No, what?
to your question.
Since I just asked you what you were talking about, how do you know the answer to that?
To your initial question,
Which question is that you're considering my initial question?
you asked me, did I know when Roscoe was locked up?
So once again, what incident is it that you're talking about when you made reference to the initial incident just now?
The incident surrounding the tour bus shooting.
What now?
The incident surrounding the tour bus shooting?
Are you talking about the Lil Wayne bus shooting?
Yes.
What does that have to do with when Roscoe was locked up?
You asked me, did I know when I was locked up? Did I know when he was locked up? I think that was the question.
My only question is, what does the Lil Wayne bus shooting have to do with when Roscoe was locked up?
I don't know. I got from the question that you were initially talking about the incident, so I didn't understand.
So what I'm asking is, why did you bring up the Lil Wayne bus shooting when I was asking you about Roscoe being locked up? Was Roscoe locked up for shooting up the Lil Wayne bus? And Roscoe is a member of YSL, is that right?
Yes.
And is that the same Roscoe that went to the compound with you all as a group, with YSL as a group?
Yes.
And was the whole gang of YSL as big a Lil Wayne fan as you talked about yesterday?
Object to the form of that question, calls for speculation. And
Who all was it? I'm asking you. Thank you. Would you tell the jury what members of YSL that went with you in the group to the compound were actual fans of Lil Wayne?
One at a time.
You can't tell if someone else is about to talk to.
Well, if you see somebody else to rise, you should rise when you make an objection anyway, so we can see you, because
Your Honor, I'm going to object.
basis.
It's a vague question. YSL is not a person.
Overruled, sir.
Your Honor, may I impose an objection?
Yes, you may.
403, Your Honor.
Overruled. Overruled, sir.
So, I never said anything about anyone being a fan. I said that was an inspiration to the start of the music career. I said he inspired the music career, and I said he was an idol.
Okay, before we get into everything you said, let me make sure I heard you. Did you say you never said anyone was a fan?
I said that he inspired the music career.
Just now I'm talking about.
Yes.
You just say that you never said anybody was a fan.
I don't recall saying that.
Okay. To your knowledge, was any YSL member a fan of Lil Wayne at the time that you all went to the compound as a group on your birthday?
I don't know. There are likes and dislikes. I know mine.
And were you a fan?
Yes.
And so, was it you then who convinced YSL to go to the compound where Lil Wayne was performing?
So my initial thing of the whole night was celebrating my birthday, and it wasn't even a thing until before everyone to say, hey, let's go here or something. That's what I wanted to do, and that's what I did. So being in communication of like, there was never, no one said, let's go here.
Infamous
That's what
Sylvia.
I want to do for my birthday, and that's what I did.
Infamous Sylvia.
And
Infamous Sylvia.
any YSL members have anything to say about
Infamous
your decision
Sylvia.
to go see Lil Wayne at the compound?
Infamous Sylvia.
I didn't converse
Infamous
that with
Sylvia.
anyone. It was what I wanted to do, so I did what I wanted to do.
So how did you all manage to go as a group? You didn't talk about it.
Maybe that was on some of their minds already to go to their club. I don't know.
I want to back up a little bit to something you said a moment ago that referenced what you testified about yesterday. Yesterday, do you recall telling the jury how you all came up with the name YoungThug?
Yes.
And today, what is your memory of how you all came up with YoungThug?
No objection, ask the answer.
I'm overruling the objection, sir.
Today, what is your memory?
Today was my memory.
Your Honor, I object to whisper.
Yeah, I hear that as well, so stop it. If you're talking loud, I can hear you as well. Please don't do that.
So today, what is your memory of how you all came up with the name YoungThug?
A passion for music.
All right. No more head shaking. Okay. Go for everybody. No more
Infamous
coming.
Sylvia.
I'm gonna have a whole road to move.
Infamous Sylvia.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Infamous Sylvia.
I'm not. If it comes from back here again, I'm not gonna
Infamous
ask who.
Sylvia.
I'm just gonna remove everybody.
Infamous Sylvia. Infamous Sylvia. Infamous Sylvia. Infamous Sylvia.
Was this
Infamous Sylvia.
pre-2014
Infamous Sylvia.
that you all formed
Infamous Sylvia.
YSL?
Infamous Sylvia.
Yesterday I answered that question, but I don't recall the initial date. I'm not mistaken.
I'm asking you today,
And I got
do you remember the year?
I don't know.
Do you remember telling the jury approximately when it was formed?
If I'm not mistaken, I said that I don't recall.
Do you remember me showing you safety exhibits 10 uniform Bravo? And I can put it up on the screen. Can we just share and take this over and use the comments? referencing that exhibit yesterday and talking about with the jury?
Yes.
And do you remember referencing the date of October 12th, 2014, while you were talking about it?
Yes.
Do you remember telling the jury that YSL was founded at least before that date?
I think I see that on the initial date of everything started.
While I'm not asking you the exact date, are you able today to tell the jury whether YSL began before October the 12th, 2014?
No, I can't answer it.
Even while looking at an IG post,
So you asked me,
saying him and I, the founders of YSL, so brilliant, photo by Sylvia, posted on October 12th, 2014?
I stated that I didn't recall.
Okay. So even looking at that, you don't remember whether YSL was formed? Does looking at this refresh your memory, whether it was formed before that date or not?
No.
Are you able in any way to explain why you would be calling yourself Original Science Flying _ Slug and be called the founder of YSL on the date October the 12th, 2014?
No, I can't explain.
And are you now stating to the jury that you can't give them any time frame when YSL? Can you tell the jury any time frame whatsoever? Would you explain how you're able to remember the inspiration for a name and not remember any time frame about when the inspiration came about?
No, I can't explain it.
Are you willing to offer?
No.
Do you recall, as part of your agreement with the state, as they're here,
All right, guys. My arm got tired. I just gave up. I didn't do it anymore. My arm was like, you got to stop. This is ridiculous. Hopefully I'll be able to use my tripod on Monday, but holding it in my arm is not pretty at all because you have people head in the way and all that. So I hope you guys enjoy seeing what you're seeing. I do have the regular one, the one that I live stream, and also I have it on an SD drive. So no, real 7. I can't even tell you how the snitches. That was the first part, right? The snitches part. That was the first part. I think that's did I upload that part? Hold on. I'm not. That was the first one. That was the first day, right? Or was the snitches the second? Was snitches recently? Snitches was recently, right? Snitches was yesterday, right? or the day before yesterday. Yesterday. Yeah, he didn't react. He didn't react at all. His face was straight. He didn't, the same face that he's been given, that's the only face he gives. He doesn't react to anything. The only thing you see him do, like if he speaks to his family, like his mother and things like that, that's when you see him smile. That's when you see him wave and things like that. His family is what makes him smile. All the other stuff that's going on in the courtroom, he stays a stone face throughout the whole time. No, he doesn't play at all. He doesn't make he doesn't smile. He doesn't do anything. He just stays there just looking. But when he sees his family, when they come in, oh, definitely. Definitely. He smiles when he sees mom. So, and his family member, his children was there on Tuesday. He smiled when he saw his family. But that's before the camera really starts rolling. So that's when you'll see him have a smile. And if you ever see him talking to somebody, he's talking to his family. Like he'll make, eye movement, hand gestures and stuff like that. It's when his family comes in. But that's the only time you see some real facial expression is when he's talking and communicating to his family. What jail term, I don't really know. I don't know what the jail term would be. I don't know. Any other question? Mr. Williams Sr. and I are supposed to be doing something this weekend, but because the way things happen with people taking my stuff, and so we're going to pre-record it and then come back. But if you guys want me to ask him any specific question, send me an email or DM me on IG, and I can ask him those questions for you. So we're planning I'm planning on pre-recording it and uploading it so I can make sure I have my my logo and my protection, to protect my product. So if you have any questions you want me to ask him, just DM me or email me. My email address is infamous Sylvia Inc. No, Sylvia at infamous Sylvia dot. Lord, one more time. Sylvia at infamous Sylvia Inc.com. Missouri, who was eating? You said who was eating? That was Jeffrey. Jeffrey was eating a tangerine. The snitch question, our friendly reminder to Tick that he's going back to if he keeps playing amnesia under oath. Well, a coach, his attorney is there, so she's coaching him and how to answer certain things. So she felt he did pretty well. So, and she knows the law. I don't think he lied of anything. And remember, the snitch question, if someone's relating, if you're snitching, it would be law enforcement that you would snitch to. So, Jeffrey was eating a tangerine, Sharon. Jeffrey was eating a tangerine. Okay, Bonita, I'm about to leave. Sharon, Jeffrey. No, I won't. Snitching is always taking the stand. No, it won't. Snitching is always taking the stand, and you a straight dude. Don't. Oh, you said don't want. Oh, okay, you don't want to be taking a stand. Randa, you funny. Snitching is also taking a stand, and you a snitch dude. Snitch dude. Tall glass, thanks. Yeah, I'm tired too. I'm about to go to bed myself. It's obvious that he's feeling complicit as a result of taking a plea deal and now testifying against his brother. You feel like Tick now? Tick was tired. You're doing your thing. Thanks, AR. Look, Tick was tired. When the attorney first sat down, she told me that he had just gotten off from work. And he's really tired. So she confirmed it before he even got on the stand. She said he was really tired. He had just got, because they told him that he had to be there earlier than us because he was testifying. So he was tired. Then he had to talk to those attorneys before he came in, because attorneys have to interview them. I bet you he responds Monday might be sound. Yeah, I think Monday he's gonna be ready. I think he's gonna be ready, more alert than today, because he was still going to work. Because he took off on Tuesday. You see, big difference between Monday and not Monday too, between Wednesday and Thursday. A big difference, right? He was more alert on Wednesday, but Thursday he was like out of it. I'm sure the government is pressing him all weekend. I'm sure the government is pressing him all weekend. You said the government's pressing him all weekend? Remember, he's like more of a hostile witness, Rand. He's more like a hostile witness. He doesn't want to be there. He doesn't really wants to testify. Thank you for helping us see the reaction. This is awesome footage. You're welcome. I think so too. They really wanted him to know, still talk to him. Wanted to talk to him about, he's definitely a hostile witness. All of them are hostile witnesses, the ones that took plea, because they really don't want to testify. But they don't have a choice. They took the plea deal. They don't want to be there, but they signed a plea so they knew they had to. No choice. Yeah, they have no choice. But see, the thing is, they were not thinking too well. You know what I'm saying? Nobody, let me just mind my business on that. I was about to say something, but do you know if he signed document admitting guilt or to anything to see his plea? I have his plea deal. I have all of their plea deals. We can read it another time. Are there 400 witnesses? I don't even know, Coco. You know what I think it is, Randa? I think they would think about the time they offer him. They offer him, you get out now, or you stay in jail. And you remember, they're all in Rice Street. And Rice Street is not a pretty place to be. They'd rather be in regular prison, just like the other one that was in regular prison. They want to go back to their regular prison instead of being Rice Street, because Rice Street was crazy. Rice Street is like one of the worst prisons to be in Georgia. Worst. Another attorney on the law and crime stand stated they believe Tick has been pressed by someone is why he gives short answer. He has been pressed by someone. Why he gives a short answer, I don't know. I don't know about that. How many more days do you think he will take? I think he's going to be up there a while with the prosecution, because the prosecution not getting the answers they want. So it's going to be a while. How many? Okay, please. Okay. I hope on Monday he is rested and had all his I don't knows and I don't recall down pat. Tick's getting pressed for sure. He don't want to be labeled a snitch, but he is a snitch. That's what they're saying. What? What does pressed mean? I don't know what pressed mean. All right, guys. I'm going to go to bed, y'all. You guys have a good night. It was great. I will definitely have more footage for you guys upcoming next week. Bugging him. Oh. Like someone's making him be quiet. Oh, okay. That's what that means. Okay. Thank you, Real 7. I appreciate that. But guys, I gotta do an upload for my Proverbs. You guys have a great night. Love y'all. Bye.